okay, as someone that is close to the Gen Z generation, and who also is a social worker and also a professional in the corporate world, and looking at the epidemic of divorce, marriage issues among young couples, brother, for no reasons. Some, reasons that you cannot even understand, like the last, like, mokoto marrying. So, is it that none of the problem that Obeya Kotoma Saba Ashele is probably keeping, àjọ lọ school ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi ní bra kìíní kan is my crush in them. Of the video factors to man be separated homes nowadays. So is it, can you like share more light on, is it even permissible for a wife in the house? Oshimalu ni, Olore, ọ̀rẹ́ mi, vice versa. How do we, manage that to not to become an issue in marriage as it's occurring now?
Okay, thank you. There is no issue when you said ọ̀rẹ́. Is it ọ̀rẹ́ obìnrin, ọ̀rẹ́ ọkùnrin? But I will assume it's ọ̀rẹ́ ọkùnrin because definitely that is what we cause most divorce in the home today. Yeah, first of all, I'm going to look at it from the aspect of religion, from Islamic perspective. For a woman, a man must be a protector for a woman, especially for the wife, according to Islam. The responsibility of protecting the woman, ensuring her safety, guidance, and all other things lies with the man. And in as much as this lies with the man, there must be boundaries. There is what we call the concept of protective jealousy in Islam.
Protective jealousy.
Protective jealousy. A man must be jealous, but the jealousy must not be extreme. The jealousy must not be extreme. For a woman to keep a male friend and even becoming intimate, Islam frowns at it totally. And even if you look at the concept of marriage, naturally every man will frown at the wife having a close, intimate male friend that they call every time, they talk every time, they share secrets every time. So it's naturally for a man, whether you are religious or not, you will feel that jealousy that your woman, what is supposed to be between you and her only, is being shared with another person. So a man, as a natural human being, will feel jealous. But at what stage should this jealousy get to? This is what we should look at. Today, a man must make sure that the wife is well protected against the influence, the bad influence of social media. Most of the troubles we face today that are causing divorce, most of them are emanating from social media. Women displaying themselves in TikTok. Imagine a housewife making video, dancing. Who is she dancing for? Who did she want to attract? So if a man stumbles upon this type of video on TikTok, on Facebook, my wife having this type, displaying what is supposed to be for me alone, displaying it for the general public, definitely, naturally for a man, the man will feel jealous and will want to take drastic measures against such occurrences. So that is why Islam has put this concept of protective jealousy in place for a man to always assume some level of control about who the wife talks to, who the wife interacts with, who is supposed to be the intimate friend of a wife. Definitely, naturally for a woman should not have a male intimate friend. It is a smoke screen. It is a red flag for a woman, a housewife, to have a male friend and even going to the extent of being intimate. It's a red flag. It's a smoke screen, because from being close friend, you share because these are the things that are supposed to be the exclusive right of your husband. Share it, because these are the things that create love. By the time you share your concern with your husband, the husband share concern with his wife, the communication becomes good. So one of the major bedrock of marriage is communication. And once you are sharing that communication with somebody outside, if a man and a woman communicate more, there will be less trouble in that marriage. And how do you communicate in marriage? Is by keeping your troubles, your secrets, anything, you share it with your husband. It means there is communication. If you look at marriages that are having problems today, both the husband and the wife are not communicating. So if the wife is not taking that very vital aspect of maintaining marital ties to somebody else, by the time you start communicating with an external man, you start feeling that desire, you start liking the man will start liking that the like the lady is
always available for
it's available,
it's always listening to you,
yes, and that is what
ready to solve the problem.
Once they see a man that listens to them, man, they were caring, put them in listening here. Nǹkan tó kọ mi ò kí ń ṣe fún mi, but boy dey do this, these are, you start seeing that affection between that man and woman. And this is what Islam want to prevent when it brings the concept of protective jealousy, so that the heart of the wife will not go away from where it should be, which is for the husband, and it shouldn't go to another man outside. But there is also limit, because if you are marrying somebody, it means you love that person. You have a level of trust for that person. The person, you have a level of loyalty to that person. So you, as a husband, you must always have good thoughts about your wife. If you see your wife talking to a man outside, you shouldn't just assume that that is going extreme, because you should always have good thoughts about your partner, especially your wife. So that level of trust must be there. So if you cannot trust your wife because she's simply talking to somebody outside, it means, what is the basis of the marriage? Why do you want to marry? Why did you marry somebody that you don't trust? So this is the first thing we must look at, having good opinion about our spouse. We must have that level of trust. But because we are human beings, despite the fact that you have that trust, you are loyal, you love that person, you must also create a barrier so that the natural tendency of human will not take effect to take that woman away.
You are saying that the religion does not even permit it. Even as an African man, as a Yoruba man, there is limit to access to your wife from the outside. But in a case whereby someone who understood that the religion he practices does not allow his wife to rely or depend on someone else outside, but he himself is not living up to the responsibility to be available for the woman. And in some cases, I just felt that, like I was with a couple like some weekend ago, you are not always available. Perhaps you come in late, you don't really provide for the family, and the wife just got a job, and you are similarly, the wife start going to work, you're having issue with her going to work, someone you cannot even provide to. And the wife make complaint that, look at this, my husband do. She's always surprised whenever she sees him playing with the neighbor. He laughs, he smiles, he does everything. But this is a guy that for a whole week, it's not as if they are fighting, but you sure will never laugh in the house.
Yeah, you see, it's a problem when you are becoming a commander of the chief of family forces in your family. You are not a general. Your family is not a war zone. You must always laugh, play with your family. Your playful side, your humorous side should not be shared with or known with people outside only. Your family must know you for your humorous side. For example, being available shouldn't be a barrier to good marital relationship. I will take myself as an example. I'm not always available too, but you see, with modern gadgets, you can have video calls, WhatsApp video calls, wherever you are. You can always do video call with your children, with your wife, every night before you sleep. Yes, if I travel, every night before I sleep, I make sure I do video calls with my children, my wife. We talk to each other. In the morning when I wake up, I also call them to make sure that except maybe once in a while when you forgetfulness can come. Maybe you are tired from work, you just go to your hotel, you sleep. But not being around shouldn't be a barrier to creating a good marital relationship.
It is said that one of this that creates issue in young marriages now is a uncommunicated expectations. So what should be the, you've been married for how long now? You, like you said, you've not always been available, and availability has to do with quality time.
Yeah.
You can be available for 10 hours.
Yes.
There's no quality time to be 10 hours.
Yeah.
So what should be the basis, the expected basis for a newly married couple? What should be the template? What should be the limit? Because I know the major problem is templates on social media. So what exactly should they look out for them to be able to, you know, sustain marriages now? Because me, I've witnessed marriage that only lasted for 1 year and 2 months. I witnessed that lasted for 4 months, and with reasons that you left, like, are you okay? So what should be the, you know, the bedrock? I would have said, I tell people, we don't need to talk to the old people anymore. Let's talk to also the young people who are also doing it right. Maybe the young can advise the so-called Gen Z.
Yeah.
So at least they are close. It won't be like, that's in daddy, in grandpa. Things are no more the same.
You say today we have a lot of factors that are putting pressures on young married couples, especially in Nigeria today. The economic pressure is so high that if you are not careful, even if you are, there's no more, I can't say there's average, the average, what do we call it?
Income.
We are drastically closing the average gap. It's either you are rich or you are poor. So the economic pressure is putting a lot of pressure on married couples, especially young couples. They want to maintain this life. But now the expectations, there are a lot of wrong expectations. And that is why today I used to advise young guys, girls, females going to marry that say, lower your expectation in marriage. Marriage is simply 3 things. You want to sacrifice, it's responsibility, and it is mercy. You have to show mercy, you have to be responsible, and you must be able to sacrifice. These are the 3 elements of marriage that I tell people. And this is what I think I have used for the number of few years that I've spent in marriage. It's a more of sacrifice as a man.